I think for the Fever is offensively, like they can score with the best of them, right? You got Caitlin handling the rock. I think the best part, and you said it, the best part of her game right now is her passing ability to just pick the defense apart, right? And get the ball where it needs to. Defensively, besides Aaliyah Boston, besides Lexi Hull, because I think Kelsey Mitchell's an okay defender. Lexi Hull, like, is a dog on the defensive end. Yeah. But besides those two, like, I worry about the defense. Because to your point, come playoffs, you got to be able to guard somebody, regardless of who that your first round matchup is, second round matchup is. Offensively, I don't worry about them scoring because you got Kelsey Mitchell, who I think people totally forgot about what Kelsey did at Ohio State. And then even being in the league, like Kelsey's always been a bucket. Aaliyah Boston is playing really well. Nalissa Smith, when she's getting the minutes, she's a rebounding machine. She plays hard. Then you bring in off the bench Timmy Fagbinley, who is playing very well. Damaris Dantas, who's playing very well.
Shooting the shit out of
right? And what I don't see is who is that other guard, right? Because the guard they bring in is Erica Wheeler.
Yep.
Who's the other guard that you can bring in that can defend somebody?
I think that they're the women's version of the Dallas Mavericks. And I see Caitlin being Luka.
I like that.
Kelsey Mitchell being Kyrie.
I like that. Yeah.
You know, they got pieces that are very dangerous, but they haven't decided to play defense individually. Where collectively, if they did in the playoffs, it would be more team defense.
No doubt.
And they wouldn't have to focus on what we're talking about now as far as liabilities. You know what I'm saying?
And the last thing is experience.
Yeah.
That's just,
I mean, Connecticut's been there.
Yeah.
The
And they're
Aces have
older.
been there.
And they're older.
Indiana hasn't been there in I don't know how many years.
2016 since they made their last
That's what I
playoff.
said. It's one of those things where they're just going to have to try to just, hopefully their youth.
Yeah, the energy.
Yeah, you try to beat them, try to have it out the last. Don't let it get into that last
The
5 minutes.
New York Knicks outplay them.
Yeah, don't let it get to a grinded out game and it come down to the 3 minutes because that's when the veteran kicks in, right? They've been there, they've done that, and try to bully through it and get the refs on their side. You're gonna have to try to beat them early.
You have just like the Connecticut matchup. You have players on this Connecticut team that have been there, right? You got AT, DB, Dejanay, Marina Mabry, even Ty Harris at the point, Brianna Jones. Like, they have the experience. And you also have players that will get in your head.
Yeah.
Like, that's what Alyssa Thomas does.
Yes.
That's what Dejanay does when she's defending Caitlin. Like, Dejanay is going to talk shit. She's going to get up in you. So it's not, to me, it's not about if the Fever has the talent, but it's the experience, and it's the defense for me.
I'll definitely say this. For the Fever, it's not about winning it all at all. It's about getting as far as you can for the confidence of next year and saying, look what we did. We went from 5 games to 13 games to 20-plus games in a matter of 3 years. So making it to the playoffs, just getting in there is one. It's like, yo, we're in the playoffs.
You said it perfect. It's like Dallas, right? There was no way Dallas started the playoffs thinking they were going to make it to the championship.
Facts.
And I think that's what gave them the best advantage because they didn't have no expectation. Just go out there and just do us.
Yep.
Right? Go out there and do us, then that should be their approach.
Yep.
Right? No one expected us to be here. We're here. The pressure's really on them, not us. We don't supposed to be here.
Yeah,
so,
it's a good look.
You know what I mean?
Playoffs, but I also know players on that team that are like, oh, hell no, we don't want to just be here.
Yeah.
Because then when you...
I was about to say that.
Because then when you factor in free agency, you got players on this Indiana Fever team...
They getting paid anyway?
...that are like, no, but players who will be free agents next year.
They getting paid, right?
What you mean?
No, what I'm saying is... The start of the season to now, we're in the playoffs. Y'all playing well. Their money's kind of already guaranteed, right?
For next year?
This season coming, I mean,
Just
in the summer.
potential contracts because they played
so
well
They've
this
held,
season. Everybody on the roster gets a different kind of look.
right? Because
You saying it don't work like that?
No.
She said it don't work like that. It don't work like that.
Anybody on the Aces going into free agency, everybody's looking at, yeah, oh no. People in the Fever, we're like, y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, listen to this part right here, okay? This is the clip that's been going around, obviously, after free agency, which I've mentioned before. It's pretty much saying, look, you know for a fact, Sheryl Swoopes, that people don't want to be in Indiana, that there's a lot of shit going on. Right off the bat, you heard it, right? And she's there like, wait a minute. Like, let me make this very clear, right? Let's listen to this.
Looking at, yeah, oh no.
And Gil's point is right. And I've been saying it. A lot of people say it. When you're going to be an indie, you're going to be making more money. You're going to be having more endorsements. Your contract will be higher. You're going to get treated right. You have the facilities on the way. You're going to get the most exposure in the WNBA, period, hands down, point blank. You're going to be national televised games. You're going to have national televised games. You're going to have all the media. And Sheryl Swoopes is pretty much saying she knows for a fact people don't like it. And there's a lot of shit going on there.
People in the Fever, we're like,
man.
y'all.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
And it's so funny to me that it's just so rough. There's a lot of shit going on that. And is it only with the Fever that you just so happen to know that people don't want to be in Indiana? What about the other places? Is it just the Indiana Fever? Because Caitlin Clark is there. So what possibly could be going on in a situation where you have all the fans, you're getting paid, you're nationally televised, social media is growing, you got the best fan base, your merchandise is going up, your jersey sales are going up, everything. You guys are winning basketball games. You're in the playoffs. Your uniforms look the best. You got the best gear. Cheap living for what you get. Nice. Please tell me what's going on. You got the best point guard in the league.
Shit going on.
It's just the way she says it, too, is just so nasty.
That's not my point. There's a lot of other shit going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
I want to know what players.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah, Nalissa, for one,
there's
she's
a lot
going
of
to
shit
play
going
more.
on. What kind of...
Okay, so if it's Nalissa, because who is she talking about? Nalissa, bye. You're replaced. Bye. You didn't do much for us. You did a somewhat, but hey, goodbye if it's that big of a problem. Okay, see you. I like what you did. I was always supporting you. I got it documented on all my videos. But if you don't want to be here, hey, we're not forcing you to be here. We want people who want to be here. Natasha Howard, DeWanda Bonner. You know what I'm saying? Cunningham, Colson. We want players who want to be here. Kelsey Mitchell, re-sign. Because you said significant pieces. It couldn't have been Nalissa Smith. It could not have been Nalissa Smith. I know that's not who we're calling significant piece. So it must have been Kelsey Mitchell and some other players because you made it seem very confident that you know people don't want to be there.
I'll be here.
Very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah, Nalissa,
What
for
you
one,
said, there's
she's
a lot
going
of
to
shit
play
going
more.
on. What kind of things do you feel?
I'm not in the locker room.
Okay,
I ain't even
but
on the
just
team.
So if you're not in the locker room, how are you expressing things like this? Goofy. How if you're not in the locker room, Sheryl Swoopes, how are you expressing these things?
Talking about more social media.
Okay.
Oh, social media. So you're just going based off social media. So where did it say, I don't want to be here in Indiana? And you're going based off social media. So you're making things up. You're making things up is what you're saying. Like right now, you're pretty much saying there's a lot of shit going on in Indiana. I don't want to be there. Significant pieces. And you're going based off social media. So you're making shit up.
It's a turn. It's a turn, right? It's really
You're making
a
shit
turn
up,
of the tides.
Well,
right?
Gil, here's my point. The beginning of the year, right? Everybody saw it. The Fever played, I don't know, how many games?
6.
Shit, but tons, right? They played a lot of games the first half of the season.
Yep.
And you can see the difference that rest made for this team, for individual players and for the team. But the beginning of the year, you have a player like an Aaliyah Boston, who was Rookie of the Year last year, #1 draft pick, a hell of a player. But because things weren't going the way everybody thought they should, then you got social media coming out calling her everything but a child of God. Made the kid delete her social media. And now that they're winning and she's playing better, oh my God, we love you, Aaliyah.
Yeah.
And let me go ahead and say this. She's a professional athlete. LeBron goes through it. Stephen Curry goes through it. Everybody you can think of goes through it. Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Ronaldo, Messi, every player you can think of goes through it. From college, high school, all the way to the pros. And if anything, you're making it seem like it's probably not even as bad as some of this NBA stuff and real like trolls. Like, and you gotta understand, people live for this. There's groups of trolls who live for this. For people like you, Sheryl Swoopes, who get so affected by it. Yeah, AB, if you're not playing good, what do you think the fans are going to say? If you ever watch a Lakers Instagram or social media, Rui should be traded, we love Rui. Rui should be traded, we love Rui. Rui should be traded, we love Rui. It's every single night. And you're over here making a big deal, making it seem like there's a lot of stuff going on. So, are you saying Aaliyah Boston doesn't want to be there? I mean, like, start saying names with your statements because you're just putting stuff in the air.
But my thing is this. So what happens when Aaliyah ain't playing well again?
It's back to
Like
It's back to it. Like, hey, get your shit together. You got work to do, or we're on your ass. Period. It happens with LeBron every day. It happens with everybody every day. We're on your ass. If you're not playing good, we're on your ass. If you're playing good, hey, we love you. It happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. So now we're going to microscope it for one person. No, it doesn't work like that. It's part of the game. You got to have thick skin.
I mean, and so as a player,
back to it.
but as a player, do you want to like continue to stay in a situation where you keep yourself vulnerable to all of the hate that you know is going to come to you if you're not playing the way everybody thinks you should be playing?
But the grass ain't greener.
And that's even people who don't know basketball.
Grass ain't greener on the other side.
No.
You go to another team thinking it's going to be different. It's the same in every.
It's the same shit. You're going somewhere else. Where else will you? You're going to leave Indiana, the best organization in the league right now, and you're going to go get the same hate somewhere else and the same little bit of love elsewhere. Come on now. Come on.
If you're a player, and I'm just using Aaliyah as an example because Aaliyah is not a free agent. But if you're a player like an Aaliyah Boston, you know the worth you bring to any other franchise. Now, and you know how that works. Not every player who's a free agent should leave because the grass probably ain't gonna be greener for you.
Facts.
But a player like a Kelsey Mitchell could be very valuable to any
Anywhere,
team.
yeah. Facts.
Right?
Facts.
Aaliyah Boston could be very valuable
Kelsey Mitchell resigned.
to any team when she becomes a free agent. I'm just saying.
But
And I don't know. Listen.
But the devil's advocate.
Time out.
The devil's advocate.
I hate this about Sheryl Swoopes. You're on my show. I'm talking like if I'm guilty, like time out. Like I'm talking. This is my shit. This is the one thing I hate about Sheryl Swoopes, bro.
But
I don't know. Listen.
But the devil's advocate.
Time out.
The devil's advocate.
But time out because I need to say this because I know how this shit works. I haven't had a conversation with anybody. I don't know who leaving.
Stop lying. So now you making shit up. So if you haven't had a conversation with anyone, how are you saying this? You're lying. You're a liar.
Who's staying? I'm just talking, right? Scenario.
So she's lying. She's lying. What are we missing here? You're lying.
That's all.
Devil's advocate on a situation. Who is complaining that they're not getting recognition again?
Who?
What team?
The Sky?
No. What team is?
The Lynx.
Okay, so how good is the Lynx?
Very good.
And no one's paying attention to them. No matter how good they're playing, no one's paying attention to them. So all those players on there is fighting for a light, right? Fever has this big, bright light, which means someone like Boston, you wasn't playing well, everyone don't like you. right? When you are playing well, Jesus, open up the red carpet, boom. So she's getting the red carpet treatment when she's playing well, and when she's not,
From
get the
who?
fuck
Who's
out
she
of
getting the red carpet treatment from?
Just
the
social media,
fans.
people, right? So what ends up happening is, as hateful as everybody was to her jersey, when they loved her jersey's moving like hotcakes. She's getting voted into the All-Star game. So it is a hate and love thing. So as the player, you have to understand that. Either you're gonna have this really high level hate and love, or you can be playing very great and no one notices you. But you can be playing very bad and no one notices you. So which one do you want to be in? Because you can average 20 and get 200,000. You can average 15, get 600,000, and they hate you or love you for it.
Yep.
So it's a pulling, it's a tugging. It's one of these.
She can't argue with that one. Watch this eye. Watch the eye movement right here. Watch the. I got no argument. You got me. He got me, guys. Gil, you're right on this one. You're right. You're right.
Pulling. It's a tugging. It's one of these, and you gotta like her now today. They love that girl. It's not the same as when the beginning of the season. Like when you see them on social media, you're like, okay, it's the Kobe and Shaq. There's a Kobe and Shaq right now.
I don't even know if they love her now. My thing is this: when
how you gonna go and say I don't even know if they love her now? Like she's so irritated and frustrated. It's just like your whole demeanor. Because they do love Aaliyah Boston. We do talk about AB a lot. Look at this attitude.
Kobe and Shaq. There's a Kobe and Shaq right now.
I don't even know if they love her now. My thing is this: when they're winning.
She's the best. Yeah.
No, she ain't the best player.
No,
when they're winning, it's like, oh, Aaliyah had a good game.
Yeah.
And as soon as they lose a game, it's right back to why is she here?
Why is she here?
So as a player, though, from a mental standpoint, I don't know if I want to subject myself to that every single game.
But that's the difference between this whole mental health movement and just being mentally strong and mentally resilient.
Like, bro, you're a professional athlete. What are you talking about? You're going to get it. This is nothing. You're barely getting it. Like, this is nothing. Stop it.
Take the fact that you're going to play bad, you're going to play good, they're going to fucking love you, they're going to fucking hate you. This is the part of being a professional. I show up regardless if you niggas love me or hate me.
No doubt.
It doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, I know now that when you play good, they love you. When you play bad, they hate you. You know what you got to do? Play fucking good.
Yeah.
You got to play fucking good. As much as you want to not have that pressure on you, if you're worried about what people were saying out there, play fucking good.
We saw the same thing last night with the Eagles game. Saquon Barkley, 3 touchdowns in the first game in the win. Had that huge drop last night.
All that other shit don't matter.
Yeah, now
none of that shit matter.
We lost the game.
Look, you can go 0 for 10, make the last layup, they forget everything.
Everything.
You can score 20 in a row and then miss the last layup. Oh, shit.
Get rid of them.
But I'd rather be on that stage. I'd rather be on that stage because when you're talking about the Minnesota, you playing well and nobody knows you.
29-9.
Right? So your efforts, you are, what I'm saying is you are not looked at. Right? There's girls you're better than.
But you're saying the team's not being looked at or talked
Some of the
about?
players.
The team and the players that are on there.
Like you got to leave Boston. What is she considered in the W? And what ranking?
She's probably like top 5.
Well,
Is she
You're
a top 5?
talking about in
Period.
position?
Because we can tell you where her jersey sales are and her all-star ranking is.
At her position, I would say she's top 10.
Top 10.
Okay, top 10.
At her position.
Okay.
Watch how Gil makes this point right here. This is the whole point. The numbers do not lie. The numbers don't lie.
Right? But
in the league
But
itself.
when you're talking about Minnesota, oh no, people absolutely talk about Nafisa Collier.
Yeah.
Is her jersey selling more than Boston?
Yeah.
No.
Not Boston. Probably not. But she's right underneath because she's an MVP candidate.
Who?
I
know, but when it comes to jersey sale, like
in Minnesota, it's selling.
it wouldn't even. But what I'm saying is, it shouldn't even be on the same planet, though, right?
Right.
And the fact
Wait, who shouldn't? You're saying Aaliyah shouldn't be on the same planet as Nafisa?
Yeah.
Because of credentials.
Because of credentials. But
Rookie of the year, #1 pick.
Shouldn't even be close. Stop, Cheryl. AB shouldn't even be close, and you know why it's close, because she's on a team with Caitlin Clark. Like, stop. Nafisa's the MVP. She's been in the league. What are we talking about? Her jersey sales should be through the roof. In fact, AB's now are. And I'm sure they're skyrocketed from last year. I wonder why.
Playing well, it should be here.
I don't know if I agree with that.
No, I'm saying
You're saying Aaliyah
should be here.
shouldn't be on the same level as Nafisa?
Yeah, Nafisa should be here, right? MVP candidate.
And it's Minnesota.
Wait,
I know what you're saying.
But you're talking about as far as jersey sales?
Just period.
Just yeah, everything.
Right, it's that big market. Like that's what I'm saying. If you're not in a big market, in a small market, your numbers you don't really feel the love.
Well, they're both in small markets.
I know, but
they turn Indiana into a big market. It's a big market now.
But I think with Aaliyah though, it's also I go back to college. Right? South Carolina they're everywhere. So they're going to support Aaliyah. They're going to support.
So what were her jersey sales last year, Sheryl Swoopes? What were her jersey sales last year?
Anybody that went to South
She
Carolina.
already got the statue in South Carolina.
No, but I'm saying they're South Carolina's going to support their players, period.
Right. So, Sheryl, you talked about...
So she's trying to say that the South Carolina, they bought the jerseys, huh? They bought them. Oh, what's the question?
Obviously, the Fever struggling early in the season.
Okay.
Let's talk about what's happened lately. Been one of the hottest teams.
So look, that's really all we got, man. We'll do this section on another video. Look, I wanted to show you guys this clip. When it comes to Sheryl Swoopes, the more and more I watch these videos, I could just, it's so nasty. I can pinpoint it right away. She does not like Caitlin Clark. Even right now with the jersey sales, it's like, how are you trying to argue the fact that her jersey sales shouldn't be the way they're at because of South Carolina fans? I'm not saying they don't support. Hey, I'm sure you guys do. But I'm just letting it be known, like, hey, her jersey sales are up because of Caitlin Clark. I'm sure Lexi Hull's jersey sales are up this year. I'm sure Natasha Howard's jersey sales will be up this year. I'm sure DeWanna Bonner, Indiana Fever's jersey sales will be up this year. Cunningham will be skyrocketed this year. I guarantee it. And the main point of this video is pretty much a big laugh in your face, Sheryl Swoopes, because you try to make it seem that you know for a fact that there were free agents that don't want to be in Indiana. One being significant, being Kelsey Mitchell's name you threw out there. Then you get DeWanna Bonner going there. Then you get Natasha Howard, Sydney Colson, and Sophie Cunningham. So what is going on in Indiana that they don't want to be there? The lights, the fans. What is it? Why is it that you can't embrace what's going on in the WNBA with Caitlin Clark and her fans? Why is it always so, it's got to be something negative? And then you sat up there and said, well, I don't know. I'm going based off, I'm assuming. Like, I saw it on social media. You're just lying. So not only were you lying, it all backfired in your face for lying. And now you just look dumb. Just to be honest, like, respectfully, like, it's, you open your mouth, you've lied on Caitlin Clark multiple times. Then you come out with a statement like this, which was a lie, which you admitted to saying, well, I'm just going based on social media. You're lying. So that's really all I got, man. And I'm just happy that Kelsey Mitchell did resign. And I really want to know, what do you think about that, Sheryl Swoopes? I really, really want to know. So that's all I got, man. I got big expectations this year, but I definitely want to get this clip out for you guys. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all the new support. Please leave a comment on these videos. Let's get these videos pushed out to some more audience, and let's get us rolling before the season gets going, man. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. It's your boy, C. O'Connor, and I'm out.